Come on.
Yo, what is up guys, Punkerzz here, and today I am back with another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare tips and tricks video, and today what we're going to be talking about is how to find the role that you play best in competitive Call of Duty, aka are you an anchor, are you an OBJ, do you like the sub, or are you better with an AR, etc. I've been asked this question multiple times in the comments recently, so I hope I can give you the guys that asked, some good advice. Now if you guys like anything that comes out of my mouth during the video, be sure to smash that like button, let me know that you enjoyed. Let's try and get 40 likes on this video, but I hope you all enjoy, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, now before I get too far into this video, I do want to say that yes, I know that most people, will tell you that there are no roles in Advanced Warfare, that any player should be able to take on any role at any time, and I do agree with this to a certain extent, but at a certain level, I would say that there has to be roles. It's just not possible for there to be no roles, because, if you guys have a break and a hard point, you're going to be the one to go into the hill. If that guy has an AR, posted up, that guy flanks. It's just how the game is. It's impossible to say that, it's just random and that it doesn't really matter. Just decide in the game, decide, while you're running. That's not the way to do it. So, although I agree that, there really shouldn't be certain roles and that you're going to have to be able to take on another role if you need to, I still think this video is going to be pretty relevant. And I just wanted to, say that for all of you guys out there that probably disagree with this video as a whole. But, regardless, let's push on through. Now, guys, the first thing you're going to want to do while you're trying to decide what role you want to play is what guns are you best with. AKA, if you hate using an assault rifle, you probably shouldn't use an assault rifle. You're going to have a bad time playing, you're not going to have fun, and you're probably not going to be that good with it. And obviously, if you're playing for 5+ hours a day, you want to be having a good time. You don't want to be hating while you're playing. So personally, I run a submachine gun, and once you decide what gun you want to use, it's going to be a lot easier to narrow down what role you're going to play. So if you are a submachine gun, the two roles you're most likely going to play are an OBJ or a Slayer, or a sub-Slayer if you want to call it. Now, a sub-Slayer's main job is to get as many kills as possible before the enemy can get to the hard point or get to the uplink ball, or let's say you guys are running the uplink ball to the enemy base, your sub-Slayer is going to be picking up as many kills as possible to make it easier for the OBJ to get the points. Now, if you are an OBJ player, you're going to be the one that's obviously thinking objectively. You're going to be in the hard point, gathering the points. You're going to be getting the uplink ball. When there was still CTF in the game, you were going to be grabbing the flag, and Search and Destroy, you're going to be planting the bomb. So you're the OBJ, you're the objective. Now, as an objective player, you're kind of the last line of defense for the enemies coming to the point. If you're in the hard point and your sub-Slayer dies and your AR dies and your other player dies, they're going to run in and you're going to be the last guy there to try and stop them. And then if your teammates are just slaying out, you're just going to be kind of, the garbage time guy. You're going to be the guy picking up the stuff no one else wants to, but you are a crucial part of the game. Now, if you decide to be, I like how I just said crucial part, because I am an OBJ, I'm trying to make myself feel better here, I don't even know it. But now, if you choose to run an AR, you're going to be most likely an AR Slayer or an anchor. Now, an anchor's main job is to hold the spawns that you guys want to have. So if you're on Detroit Hardpoint, and you guys want to have these spawns for the hill, your AR anchor is going to be sitting in the back, making sure that you guys do not lose those spawns. And if another anchor challenges him, he's going to hopefully win that gunfight and keep the spawn. So an anchor's job is very important, because not having the spawns you want can be really bad. For if you guys are going to win the game or not. It can be really huge, can change the momentum of the game completely. Now, an AR Slayer is just like a sub-Slayer, but it's going to be slaying out in the areas where a sub is less useful, aka along lines of sight, such as, a mid-street, or something like that, or watching the flank. Now, a sub can't really do that, because if the sub challenges something really far away, it's going to be a lot harder to hit those shots, obviously, so it's much better for an AR to do that. Now, on some maps, you're going to want to switch between 2 and 1 ARs, whether or not you need it or not, it's kind of up to your team, so kind of switch between 1 and 2, depending on what you need and what the other team is running. Now, to decide what role you want within the gun, it really is just up to you. But what I would recommend is trying out several roles and deciding what you want. It's not going to come to you immediately. I've gone through a couple of roles, as during Advanced Warfare alone, and I can tell you that OBJ is really what I stuck with. I don't mind if I'm not getting the most kills. I don't mind if I'm not always in the action. I just want to win. So as an OBJ player, that's really good. If you just want to win and that's all you care about, you're an OBJ player. You are just going for the win alone. It's a team effort. But if you want to be a Slayer, you want to be in the action, you want to be on main stage, and the casters are always on you, saying how you're an amazing Slayer, you're going off, you got a 4-piece. that's the role for you. Now, that does sound glamorous, but it is a much harder job, I would say, than OBJ, because if it's getting rough out there, you know, if the Slayers are going off, I don't have to do anything, pretty much. But on the other hand, if the Slayers aren't doing anything, then my job's gonna be very, very, very hard, because I'm gonna have 3 or 4 people coming at me at once, and I have no help. So that's the other thing about being an OBJ, is that if your other teammates aren't getting any kills, then you're gonna look a lot worse, because you're gonna be the last one alive, and you're gonna die, because you can't take on 4 people at once. Now, if you decide to be an AR, you know, I already said those roles, and I'm gonna get a little bit more specific. So, as an AR, you're usually supposed to stay out of the OBJ area, such as the hardpoint or the ball, but this is where it gets a little bit tricky for Advanced Warfare. So, if your OBJ dies out of the hill, it's recommended that, you know, obviously someone else gets in the hill instead of waiting for the OBJ to respawn and come back, because that's just not productive. You want to have someone else hop in the hill. So there's a lot of controversy over who should get in the hill. Now, personally, I think it's just be the closest guy to it. Now, obviously, there's going to be some situations where the closest guy should not get in it because he's in a power position and really should just stay where he is. Now, for instance, if you're an AR anchor and you're sitting in the back holding spawns, if you move into the hard point, if your OBJ dies, then you're going to lose those spawns because someone's going to come up and take it. So you really need to communicate mid-game who's going to take that spot. But guys, I don't want to, you know, keep going on and on when I really don't need to. Don't want to make this commentary longer than it needs to be, but I hope I helped you guys out in picking your roles. Be sure to leave me some comments down below telling me what your role is, if you like it or not, and if this video helped you at all. But guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.